right, guys, we're back. Technical difficulties. Anyways, we're here talking WrestleMania predictions, and stuff like that. So yeah, we were talking Saturday night one. So the first match we talked about El Grande Americano versus Rey Mysterio. We know it's Chad Gable under the mask, like legitimately. That's the point. I don't know if they added a stipulation if it's mask versus mask, but I'm not gonna be shocked if he gets his mask taken off. I got Rey Mysterio winning this match. But I would be shocked if Chad Gable wins it though.
I wouldn't be shocked if either one of them win it.
Hmm.
Do I think this is going to be a straight up win? No, I'm pretty sure the LWO will get involved. The Creed brothers will get involved. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be a lot where a whole bunch of people get involved in. You know, and if it's the first match, I can see Mysterio winning.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. The next match, the WWE Tag Team titles, New Day versus War Raiders. I guess the New Day are probably gonna win this match, I'm guessing.
You mean win the tag titles?
I don't know, maybe.
I can see that because for right now, the War Raiders' reign has been pretty much a snooze fest. I mean, I do like, and we were talking about this maybe last year or so, that as the Viking Raiders, they just didn't, they did, I just wasn't feeling them with that Viking thing. They probably need to go to more like a motorcycle bike type of gimmick, and they kind of switched to it, but their title reign has just been boring, man. They just really can't find anyone to you know, be antagonists for these guys.
I
And they
think I
beaten the new I mean, they beaten the New Day up left and right when they were the Viking Raiders. The New Day couldn't beat them then. And why would you think they can beat them now? But yeah, they're heels now. So I think the New Day will probably get that long title reign as the bad guys.
yeah. I also don't think it helps the fact that they have two different tag team titles on both Raw and SmackDown. I think the tag team championship should just
Yeah.
be a unified thing where any team can be on Raw or SmackDown for a tag team match. It opens up things for tag teams where you're just going after one championship and it makes feuds better. Because I know, like, the Street Profits, they're actually wrestling, as of this recording, on just SmackDown. They're not having a Mania match. Now, why? They're not having a Mania match, but we're gonna give the women's tag title a Mania match. That's just like, why?
And they don't have enough tag teams. They don't have enough tag teams for two separate belts.
Yeah,
They ain't got that many tag teams. I mean, come on now. It's just,
yeah, that's one
you
of the
know.
more puzzling decisions Triple H did when he took over. Initially,
Yeah.
he had it where it was one set, and then when they did this brand split again, he had two different brand tag team championships, and there's not enough teams. There's like legitimately like probably four teams on each brand, so you're seeing the same regurgitated team over and over
Correct.
again. If you had one
Correct.
stable championship tag team belt, you can have multiple teams vie for the championships. And if it's like,
Correct.
well, we want to have,
I would much rather see 8 to 10 different teams
yeah,
vie for one belt than that same 8 to 10 teams vying for two separate belts on two separate shows. I
yeah,
mean, they don't, they really just don't have enough tag teams for this. They really don't.
yeah. Again, it's one of the questioning decisions. Like you can get away with it with some of your main titles being on two different brands, but like and obviously the Intercontinental US championships be on two different brands, but the tag team makes no sense. Um, and plus it's like if you want to get, people to actually gravitate to some tag teams, like I think unifying the brands would be better, but I don't
I
know.
agree. I agree.
That's their
I
decision.
agree.
That's not me to say. If they feel like it's better that they want to do two different belts, that's fine. But you're making your tag team not really matter much if you're just gonna have two different belts. And we're gonna see like Street Profits versus freaking what is it? Whoever the SmackDown team that they're always face all the time. Like I don't know. I'm guessing the freaking Motor City Machine Guns. How many times are we gonna see that match over and over again?
Yeah.
So
And
that's the thing.
DIY, how many times do you see that?
Yeah.
Pretty deadly. We keep saying this,
Yeah.
we keep seeing the same ones go after the same belt every week. Now, I honestly think when the Lucha Brothers get together, it might be a little bit more interesting. I just can't see them, not combining them as a tag team.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're one of the best tag teams I've ever seen. But they bring them in separately, and they're just gonna be interesting to see how they actually put those two together.
Hold on, guys. I gotta take my dog outside. She's looking at me right now. All right, back. Yeah. The and then even when you do the Lucha Brothers finally teaming up, it's like, well, is this gonna be part when we finally unify the brands? So, this is the championship. So, is this setting up if they want to unify it, New Day versus Street Profits in a unification match? I don't know.
I don't know. But for me to answer the question, I honestly think the New Day is about to get their title reign.
Oh yeah,
They're about
'cause
to get their
they're
title reign because they for the most part has been, they've been stoking the fires to see just how hated they can become. And you know how it is, man. Heels run the story.
yeah.
So if they can get, I mean, they tried with the Street Profits. I just think the Street Profits didn't want to go heel. I don't think they felt good about that. That's
Yeah.
the reason why but they kind of stayed as that anti-hero. And for
They're
me,
like on
that's,
the fence. They're on the fence. They're like good.
yeah, that for me,
They're
that's not working for me. For me, I would have preferred them go full blown heel.
hmm
Um, and I think they would have been good at it.
yeah.
But when Lashley left, and that pretty much, for me, I think that pretty much did to me in his heels. So I just don't think they wanted to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I think New Day winning their championships, it'll continue their storyline of like showing that they can prove like, we've always been a thing even without Biggie, whether,
Right.
Biggie comes back or not, but that will just continue that storyline. As for the Street Profits, I don't know where they go on, but again, it's kind of the same thing with the tag teams, regardless. Like, where do they go on after Mania?
Correct.
Nowhere.
Only thing I can think of right now is just what you said: the unification of the tag belts. Get the New Day and the Street Profits in a match, or have a tag team tournament to unify the belts. Something to unify those titles, because right now having two sets of titles on two different shows, that's it's been there, done that, and it didn't work. It didn't work then. Don't work now.
Yeah. With Naomi versus Jade Cargill, I've actually liked the build up to this match, and it's kind of like this whole thing of, Naomi feeling wronged by Bianca Belair, just feeling like, look, we had this relationship way before Jade Cargill even came to WWE, and then you all of a sudden want to team up with Jade Cargill. Who's to say that Jade Cargill will stab you in the back? She's using you, using your fame and your popularity so she can prop herself up. But I've always been your friend. Because you remember that one promo they had where, Bianca Belair came out. She asked Naomi to come out. Why did you do what you did? And it got to the point where Naomi just like, yeah, I freaking did it. I freaking pushed her off the freaking. Look, Naomi is completely taken in this bad girl persona. Absolutely. I listened to what she did when she talked about how she trying to get payback for everything and how she felt like she rightfully got her friend stolen from her. Again, I don't know if this is kind of also going to be in the bigger picture thing for Bianca Belair as well. Well, we know eventually there's going to be a Bianca Belair and Jay Cargo, but in terms of maybe Bianca somewhat being involved in trying to take down Jade as well, I don't know. But I think this match could be pretty good. The story is actually pretty dang intriguing and everything.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Who comes out winning? It's more than likely going to be Jade Cargill because that makes the most sense for her to win to get payback on Naomi for basically taking her out for dang near half a year. Um, but we'll see. But I do like this new bad guy Naomi persona, albeit I don't know where she's gonna go after this match. Unless they have another match or something at Backlash. I don't know where she goes on there. But that's I'm liking the story. We'll obviously have to see how the match goes. But this is probably the second women's match out of the four that I'm actually intrigued about the most.
Well, like I say, we started the whole video with me saying that's one of the three matches that I'm intrigued with.
Hmm.
So it can go way left or it can go way right. We just do not know because, again, Jade is still very inexperienced as a performer. You can tell that even, I mean, you can tell she's getting better. She
Yeah.
was always good on the mic, with Tony cut the shit. I love that
Hmm.
when she was at AEW. But um, it was just, you can definitely tell that she has got potential to be that next big, great female performer. I still think they want to make Bianca Belair heel. I just know that. I just believe they want to,
Yeah.
and she just don't want. I don't think she wants to do it. They're teetering with it. They're thinking. It seems like they want to put it in the story some kind of way, but I don't think she wants to do it. I think she wants to stay a face, and it's probably better in this particular instant that Naomi be the heel, which is the reason why it came out of left field the way it did. So I think by it being, Jade's first match as a singles performer at WrestleMania. I think she's had two other appearances. I think that, yeah, I think she'll probably wind up winning this one unless Naomi, or it's written into the script that Naomi has somebody else
Uh-huh.
to come in, help her out to win this match. Naomi's not going to win this match straight up.
Yeah. We'll see. Speaking about a
Yeah.
women's match that went far left, that is Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. Um, Look,
Mhm. Mhm.
I, with all due respect, they're both talented women. I have no aspirations on probably seeing this match at all after seeing the promo
I
battle
don't either.
between the two. I know we've made videos talking about how you don't believe this is a WrestleMania match. Now I'm seeing this ain't a no damn WrestleMania match. This thing has went far left.
Mhm.
The biggest point that people are talking about out of this freaking build is the fact that they both went off script like 2 weeks ago. Because Charlotte got kind of the Chicago crowd got under Charlotte's skin. She went off script. That then made Tiffany go off script, and then that made the whole promo just be like awkward, one whole jumbled mess and everything. And
Yeah.
there's really no buzz outside of that point. That's the only really thing that this feud is taking place to talk with. I know that last week on SmackDown they did like a brawl or something and everything where Charlotte's attacking her. But to be honest, I really have no aspirations on seeing this match. It's clear, you can tell from the crowd with the way they're massively booing Charlotte, they don't want her. They don't want her. They just it's just ingrained because the crowd knows, oh, we know Charlotte just comes back for the championships to try to probably win it. She wins it, and then she holds it for a bit, loses it again, goes away for like a month or two, maybe more, only to come back
Maybe
to be
more.
back into the title picture, and we're in the same rinse and repeat cycle all over again. And the crowd just doesn't like it.
Right.
And she's got that whole, no, we want you away. We don't want to see you on our TV. Go away for good, please. Um, and it's really not doing a disservice to Tiffany Stratton and this feud as a whole. It's just making this feud just look like a freaking big old mess right now. I have no aspirations. Look, I'll be working when WrestleMania is going on, so when I go back to rewatch the WrestleMania Night One, I'll probably have something else in the background. I'll pay attention slightly, but I'm not really gonna care. Um, Personally, honestly, at the end of the day, I think it's better you have Tiffany Stratton win because if they have Charlotte win, the fans with the way the fans are reacting, no one's gonna give a crap about Charlotte. Like, let's just be honest. And then
No.
who the hell on the SmackDown brand is gonna fight Charlotte? There's no other good guys I can think of on SmackDown that can fight her.
For
So,
me, and we've already had this conversation. We've already had this conversation. Tiffany Stratton reign as a champion has failed miserably. They can't find anybody. First of all, she was decent as a heel.
mm-hmm.
Decent as a heel. Trying to face her, man, to me that was a bold mistake. They should
Yep.
have kept her heel. They should have kept her heel, and maybe, just maybe, they could have got a long title reign out of her. with more interesting opponents. Charlotte Flair just ain't it.
Yeah.
It just ain't it. And then you have the babyface Tiffany Stratton, and she's had no time as a face.
Yeah.
So it's just like, she's going cold turkey.
Yeah.
And she went off script, and then you got Flair going off script, and then you got Stratton going off script again. And it was just bad. It's just bad television.
Yeah.
I just, and for me, it all stems from the fact that Tiffany Stratton for me, is just not a good champion. They got to get that belt off of her, but unfortunately, they picked the wrong one in Charlotte Flair to give it to. They should have came up with somebody else that's a little bit more interesting. I'm not even gonna lie. I would have preferred to see Jade in Charlotte Flair's place. I mean, I think it could have been interesting. It could have been interesting. Jade is a fan favorite. Tiffany be the heel, I would prefer that, But this match is going to be a snooze fest for me, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just not good. It's just not
Nope.
good. Like
Mm-mm.
this is probably my the only other women's match that we got is on Sunday. That's the tag team title women's match. But like, I don't
Well,
even
you
care
got
about
that
the.
triple threat match for the WWE
Oh, you know,
champion.
that's the one match that I'm looking forward to the most. But we're talking about all the four women. We're talking about Naomi versus Jade,
Oh, yeah.
then this Tiffany versus Charlotte, then the women's tag team match, Judgment Day versus Bailey and Lyra, and then obviously the triple threat match. It's literally the triple threat, then Naomi and Charlotte, then it's kind of a tie between um the tie between Charlotte and Tiffany, and then the women's tag team match, and it's like I don't really
I,
care. And then
me personally, now I put that Jade Naomi match first.
okay.
As far as what I want to see.
Hmm.
I don't know what the outcome is going to be. I just know that the potential is just so great with that match.
Hmm.
I think WWE got it wrong by having Io Sky in that triple threat match. The buildup was for Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair, and they just, for whatever reason, they went into a totally different area and involve EO Sky in it. And and it's not working. And watch, she's gonna win that match.
Yeah, makes sense because they're gonna have a one-on-one match between Rhea and Bianca, probably at SummerSlam.
They're gonna EO Sky is gonna win that match.
So yeah.
And she's talented. Don't get me
Mhm.
wrong. She's highly talented. I'm not gonna sit up here and say the reason why it's a snooze fest is because she's not talented. The
Mhm.
only thing I'm probably saying is that there's no animosity
Mhm.
between the three of them. They're adding to the script that Rhea and Belair are just treat Io Sky like she's insignificant, even though she's the champion,
Mhm.
and that's why she's gonna win.
Yeah. The world title match, Gunther versus Jey Uso. Earlier on in the feud, it was, people
Next,
weren't really caring,
next,
but then you had that.
next.
Hold on, can I? Hold on. Then you had that
Come
brutal
on now.
beat.
This is Sami Zayn all over again. This is Sami Zayn all over again. He is going, Jay Uso is going to win that belt.
Yeah.
This is Sami Uso and Gunther all over again. Nothing
Um.
more, nothing.
So that's my uncle's
You
law.
can you can try to build it up all you want, but that's the only thing I keep coming back to. Gunther versus Sami Zayn. They did the same stuff.
But as I was saying, they turned up their feud a bit with the beatdown of Jimmy Uso and the bloody mess that freaking Gunther left him in. That was a brutal beatdown, man.
Oh,
That was a brutal beatdown. That man
yeah.
was that was probably the most blood I've seen.
He
And
gave Sammy a beat down in front of his family.
yeah, but we know Jimmy and Jay are close brothers. And then
Oh,
and then you had that promo last Monday night where basically Jey Uso didn't come around messing around with the eating and everything. He just basically had a one-on-one conversation. He told Gunther, "Would you like to see your mother in a hospital like that? Would you like Do you understand what it's like? And basically got that thing like, this is why I got to win now, and now you make me wake the hell up now. So it's obvious. Jey Uso's gonna
It's,
win this match.
it's two different scripts, but it's the same storyline. Yes, Jey Uso is going to win,
Yeah,
and he gonna keep that belt for probably what, a month, maybe two,
yeah. And then he'll be back with his brother in the tag team. So yeah.
and he'll probably wind up losing it to Braun Breaker, and Braun
Oh
Breaker will
yeah.
be the next world champion.
Yep.
And then you might get Braun Breaker versus Gunther. Now that's a match I want to see.
Yeah. So and then the main event of night one will be CM Punk versus Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, they announced that's the main event. They announced
I
that
would
like three
have thought
weeks
that would have
ago.
been night two. For me, that's not a main event.
Yeah, that's the night one main event of WrestleMania.
No, no, I get you. I understand what you're saying. But for me, it's not a main event.
Oh, of course it's not.
It's like the main event of the mid card.
Yeah,
It's not a main event to me.
well, that's what
So
it's.
now the whole, hey, you're gonna main event WrestleMania, but you leave out night one.
So yeah, I'm intrigued to see where this match is gonna go. Obviously, the main point of this match is the fact that Paul Heyman's not gonna be in Roman Reigns' corner this time. The favor was that CM Punk is actually gonna have Paul Heyman in his corner, and it's a
And then
tie back.
Paul Heyman gonna screw them both
And you think he's gonna
and
side
go
with
with
Seth
Rollins.
Rollins?
I think he's gonna screw them both and go with Rollins.
But why though?
Well, you really think about it. Remember what Rollins his last words to after he saved him from a
Yeah,
stomp?
you said you now you owe me a favor.
Now you owe me a favor.
That would be
Just
a
saying.
shocking thing, but I don't know if I don't see why Seth Rollins would need
But
Paul Heyman though.
main event, night one, you know that match is not going to be a straight up win. We both know it. They just not going to be a straight up win, and then all is forgiven between Reigns and Heyman, and he's just gonna walk out with Reigns and praise him as the tribal chief and all this other kind of stuff. It's got to be some type of treachery to go on in that match. And the only thing that I can think of, the only thing without seeing the new face, if it's just kept within those four people, yes. Heyman screws Reigns and he screws Punk and he does something to allow Rollins to win.
Yeah, honestly, it makes the most sense that Rollins wins. He gets his payback on Punk, and then he even gets his payback on Reigns. And because it seems like they could potentially setting up a one-on-one match between Punk and Reigns, I guess in a weird way for the custody of freaking Paul Heyman if he wanted to do it like that. Both Paul Heyman guys fighting over Paul Heyman and everything. Because Roman Reigns was really upset
And
about that.
keep in mind, Reigns is I mean, for me, he's not a full time guy. He's a
No.
part timer. So I honestly think that, because there's no belt on the line, that after this, he might disappear for a while.
He might disappear, might come back, maybe either at Money or the Bank. He definitely will be there for
Yeah.
SummerSlam because SummerSlam a two
I'm
night
not
show.
saying I'm not saying he's going to go away
Yeah,
for like all the way up to SummerSlam for what was that 4 or 5 months. I'm not
yeah.
saying that. I'm just saying that I just don't think you're going to see him for a little bit. Maybe definitely not WrestleMania Backlash. Definitely not Backlash. I mean, he might be back for, let's just say, Money in the Bank, but at the latest,
Well,
yeah,
Money in the Bank.
SummerSlam. I can honestly see him.
Money in the Bank apparently is rumored to be taking place at Intuit Dome in Inglewood. So I don't know. They might have him for that show.
Maybe,
So
maybe,
yeah, I think Seth Rollins is
maybe.
going to come out of this match winning. Whether it is through some weird ways they win, I think really altogether they're setting up Roman Reigns and Punk having a one-on-one match at some point, whether it's at Money in the Bank or actually no, not Money in the Bank. I think that match could happen at SummerSlam. depending on how I guess what this John Cena thing
Correct.
goes, I'll talk about it in a bit. But yeah, but I'm
Yeah,
intrigued.
I honestly think because Heyman's already on record by saying that his loyalty is the Roman Reigns, and his best friend in the world is CM
CM
Punk.
Punk.
He is not going to do anything to ruin either one of those. I think they keep focusing so much on Haynes, Punk, and Reigns that yeah, I think Rollins is going to win that match, and he's going to win with some type of treachery.
Yeah. And then I almost forgot to mention LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. I think we already know who's going to win this match. Jacob Fatu.
Fatu, Fatu.
It's just going to be the start for
Yeah,
eventually his dominant rise to becoming a world champion
correct,
himself.
correct.
So they're going to put a mid card title on him to keep him busy for at least a good year. And then when probably sometime next year, that's when he'll be thrusted into the world champion picture. Whether it's for the world championship or it's for the WWE championship. But honest to God, he might be the Royal Rumble winner for next year, depending on how long he holds
Correct.
the.
And then on top of that, they are, kind of they steered away from it a little bit, but I think they're going to wind up going back to it after he wins. Some
Mhm.
type of, bumping heads between him and Solo.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah, yeah. They're
yeah,
clearly teasing that.
yeah,
Because he got upset at Solo for messing up the first time.
correct.
So that's the thing there. Also, want to mention about the Randy Orton match. Now, on this card that I'm looking at, we don't know when the Randy Orton match, whenever it's going to take place. But for people who don't know, Kevin Owens had to not do the match with Randy Orton. It was a match I was looking definitely a lot forward to, but he got his neck injury. Hopefully, he had his neck surgery. Best wishes to him healing back. The reports saying he may not even be able to come back for next year's WrestleMania, which is bad. So hopefully this is not like a neck injury that's a career ender for him because they did say it was pretty dang bad. And the fact that that dude was wrestling like for hours long with that neck injury, crazy, crazy to happen. I think it happened on that freaking ladder spot when he got turned inside out. When Cody Rhodes slammed him down on there.
Yes,
Um,
I agree.
I think that's where the neck injury happened because I'm like, that just did not look right.
Yeah,
But the fact that he went that hardcore match with Sami Zayn with that neck injury and he still took some crazy bumps and bruises and everything, goes to testament of how good Kevin Owens is. I know he also recently signed a new deal. Hopefully, he's able to come back and it's not one of those neck injuries where it's like, sorry, man, you got to hang up the boots. But science is so medically advanced that they got guys like Edge coming back from basically career-ending neck surgeries. But hopefully, the best is for Kevin Owens, and everything. Wish him well in his recovery. But as for Randy Orton, who he could be potentially going up against, um, I guess I didn't watch this last SmackDown, but it was like they teased Solo. He could be fighting Solo. That would not intrigue me in the slightest. Honestly, if they
nope,
were to have it to where Nick Aldis, I guess, comes out of somewhat retirement to fight him, it would make more sense because Randy Orton not only RKO'd him once, he RKO'd him twice when he first got to SmackDown to be the GM. Um,
correct.
that would make the most sense. And then he even made a threat about saying, like, you ain't gonna, your wife, Mickey James, ain't gonna like what I might do to you if you don't give me my match. So it makes sense that Randy Orton and Nick Aldis would have a WrestleMania match. It could be like a
However,
one,
I want to add a caveat to that as
yeah.
well too. I would not be shocked if Nick Aldis announces himself versus Randy Orton, but Malachi Black comes in,
That's true.
interferes,
Unless,
starting a new feud
mhm.
with Orton just
Or
to get
unless,
him started. So
unless
let's
they
see.
do the thing where they did at WrestleMania in Texas when Cody Rhodes first came back, they have Randy Orton go out there like they did with Seth Rollins, and then maybe they just have it to where Malachi Black's the guy that Randy Orton fights.
Correct.
They
Or
could do
just,
that too.
simply, he just comes out and says something to the effect of, hey, man, where's my WrestleMania match? You're
Yeah,
supposed to, all right, going out to the ring right now, and I'll get you your WrestleMania match. He goes out to the ring, boom, Malachi Black.
Malachi Black. So because we've been
Yeah,
getting his vignettes, and everything
yeah,
on
we
the
have.
SmackDowns.
We
So
have. So
they
it's
might
just a
have.
matter of time, but I think it's going to be WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Now, is Randy Orton the right person I mean, granted, because, I mean, Randy is up there in age. Although
No,
I'm
the
blown,
dude is actually like 45, bro. He's still young.
dude, I am blown away. He damn near 300. I,
The man is like only 45 years old. When I heard it, when I saw his age, I'm like, wait, he's
Yeah.
45? He's still got a good like 5 years.
45, and he's almost 300 pounds.
Okay.
Come on,
Is that
guys.
a problem?
Come on now. Yeah, come on. You want me to just say it on your channel?
The
I
man is
think
a
Randy Orton. I think Randy Orton's shooting up. I do. That is a lot of weight he put on in what, maybe a couple years.
man's a tall guy.
He went away on neck surgery. What was he weighing about the time? 255, maybe 260.
Okay.
He comes back damn near 300. Come on, man.
I see no
He
problem
added a
with him.
lot.
He's still a damn good
Yeah.
wrestler, though.
No, no, and he's still damn good. I don't get me wrong. He's still damn good. I'm just wondering, as stiff as he is right now, I'm just wondering if Malachi Black is the guy for him. But he will be for WrestleMania,
Well,
just to
yeah,
stay on point.
clearly. It's either got to be Malachi Black or Nick Aldis. Because if it's Solo Sokoa,
Oh, it
that's
might be
another
both.
turn. That's
It
another turn
might
my
be
TV
both.
off. That's another turn my
No,
TV off, and that
no,
would
no.
make no
I,
sense.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't do solo, but I think Nick Aldis and Malachi Black interferes for the W.
We got 6 minutes left. We'll make another quick video, but we can talk about some the Sun Night 2 matches. So, women's tag team title match, Judgment Day, which is Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bailey and Lyra. I personally have Liv Morgan and Raquel winning this match. Like, I don't really care about the women's tag team championship. It's just another championship you can put on a women that makes it feel like there's something special.
Yeah,
That's
uh,
realistically it.
I honestly can care less.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything for me.
Let's be honest. They just did that, put this match on so they could have Liv Morgan be on the card. And Liv Morgan, I think, is a solid wrestler. She's
I
not
think she's
great, but
solid
she's
as well
solid.
too.
But
Everyone else. Now, get me wrong. Tyra Valkyrie is also
mhm,
pretty good too,
yeah.
but it's just. I'm sorry. You got Rachel and Raquel. I mean Raquel, I should say, and Bailey.
Yeah, even the
It's just
crowd. We spoke about Charlotte, the crowd not liking Charlotte. The crowd's kind of gotten indifferent to Bailey as of late.
yeah.
They don't really
Snooze.
even care.
It's a snooze fest. She's been around a long time. Charlotte has been around a long time, and neither one of them has just really hit the mark.
Yeah. The Intercontinental Championship, Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Dom versus Finn Balor. Honestly, this is who I got winning. Honestly, the way this story is going, I think Dominic Mysterio is going to win this match. Because they're setting up the whole thing, because right now, within the Judgment Day, Finn Balor doesn't like the fact that Dominic Mysterio is doing all these things, trying to recruit people into the Judgment Day because he believes they need one more member. And then the fact that, you're trying to go after the championship that I was going after, and it's because due to Liv and everything, I think Dom is going to get the upper hand. I honestly think he might pin Finn Balor to win the championship because he's going to see it as an opportunity. He's going to win it, be the Intercontinental Championship. That's only going to lead to Finn getting more upset. He's eventually going to get booted out of Judgment Day because they're like, well, we could take your advice, but no, we're not. Which I guess for a standard purpose, it would mean technically Dom would then be the full out leader of Judgment Day. I don't know. It could be like some sort of weird power trip that, Liv and Dominic are running Judgment Days. That would be funny though, which then sets up Dominic versus Finn Balor in a match down the road, probably a Backlash.
There's nothing I need to say about that. You said everything I was thinking. Thank you very much. I think Dominic Mysterio is about to get his first title run as a WWE first.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he got it in NXT, but now
Yeah,
he's about to get his first singles championship. Couldn't be more happier.
yeah, he's earned it. He gets hated, and he's a draw as crazy much if anything. He hit people just love to boo the guy. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be the thing. It's
he's
the thing.
over as a heel.
Yeah,
Finn is not. Unfortunately, Finn is not over as a heel.
yeah. And it's only gonna put Finn being a bad
Yep.
guy and feeling ostracized and type of stuff. So now we'll see what it's like to be like in Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest's shoes.
Yeah,
So there's that.
yeah, absolutely. Or
Yeah,
even
we're
better, or even better yet, like Edge, how they
yeah.
did Edge. Same
Mhm.
thing I think what is gonna happen to Finn.
Yeah.
Same thing.
And then because of that, I expect them to add another member to the Judgment Day. Who that may be, I have no clue. I guess we'll just have to find out when the time comes. But if you're gonna boot Finn out, well, you're gonna need another. Pro, I would say they need to get like a big, heavy guy in their group, like somebody that is just like their enforcer. Because Carlito's
Yeah.
kind of the jokester of the group. JD McDonough, he would, I guess, still be in the group, but he'd probably be more of a singles dude.
Yeah, he's not an enforcer though. If we're
Yeah,
talking about that, then yeah, he's not an enforcer. I'm not sure who they would go with. Maybe someone new altogether.
yeah. Maybe you call it somebody from NXT to be the enforcer. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know where Penta would go after this. I don't know. Maybe eventually meeting a backup with Ray Phoenix, I'm guessing. And then Braun Breaker, like this will only get the good thing is since this is a fatal four way, he doesn't have to be pinned, so he'll be protected, which means he can focus on bigger, better things. You can have those little minute feuds here and there. Maybe as a feud with Painta, a few months, but then guess what? He has his focus on going after that world championship.
I agree.
So yeah. We got 1 minute. We'll talk about the last few matches and then we'll get out of here.
Okay.
All right, so we're back with the talking the rest of WrestleMania. The next one of the next matches is Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. I'm going AJ Styles winning this match. Should be a fun match to watch though, but I'm going
You
late.
know what? Just to make the conversation interesting between the two of us, I'm gonna go Logan Paul.
Okay.
Other because I mean, because otherwise, why are we watching?
Yeah, we'll see. I think it could be a solid match.
It could be. It could be.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things.
Now, I will say this: the two of them, they have the potential of making this one of the better matches
Hmm.
WrestleMania. It has potential. Do I want to come in? Do I want to watch it at this particular moment? No.
Next up, we got a street fight: Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre.
And do we honestly think it's going to be a street fight worthy of a WrestleMania?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I got Drew McIntyre winning. I think Drew McIntyre's got to win this one.
Yeah, I think Drew's got to win too. I think he will. Um, I mean, and what I do like about Drew McIntyre matches is that typically he wins or loses straight up.
Yeah.
Typically, you know, and the only time I can recall him losing a match that was it's usually on a Raw or a SmackDown, but on a pay-per-view, I don't recall, and you might be able to tell me if I'm wrong. I just don't recall him losing a match for some type of outside interference.
The Roman Reigns match at Clash of the
That I can,
Champions.
but that was years ago.
Well, still.
It's years ago.
Yeah, that's how long it's been. Or
Correct.
actually,
That's
no,
my
no.
point.
It's the CM Punk stuff. You don't remember the CM Punk stuff? When he interfered in his match and cost him the championship?
Yeah. Okay. All right. I stand corrected.
So, yeah. Yeah. I got Drew McIntyre winning. I think he needs to win more than Damian Priest does.
And I
Um,
think he'll win straight up too.
yeah. Where Damian Priest goes, I don't know. Where Drew McIntyre goes, I don't know either. We'll have to see. His whole goal is going after Roman Reigns again, but we'll see where he goes. For
And that could happen, especially after this match.
hmm
It could very well happen.
the women's title match, Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. Um, I think we both said it earlier. I think Io Sky. Both believe Io Sky is going to win this match, because it's just going
I
to be the whole
agree.
thing of Rhea and Bianca just not giving her enough attention to or enough respect.
Correct.
Um,
Correct.
necessary that no, I'm a threat too. I ain't just some random dude that's in your whole thing. I thought the story was interesting, albeit like I guess in a weird way, it makes no sense for Rhea Ripley to get involved because she's the one that lost back the championship, and it's basically she feels that Bianca some weird way got involved and cost her the championship when in reality it was her own stupidity paying too much attention to Bianca, and it made her lose
Correct.
focus of
Correct.
getting the focus on Io Sky. And
And they're
I
still continuing on with that by having them both
yeah,
lose the focus on EO Sky. And EO Sky is like, what about me?
yeah.
And she was like, okay, so, as we saw the last time, I think, EO Sky got the last word, and she'll get the last word in this match as well, too, by winning it.
Yeah. And then it's probably gonna set up a singles match between Bianca and Rhea. Maybe they follow it up where maybe a backlash, Bianca gets a chance to fight Io one-on-one. She loses. Then the
Yep.
following pay-per-view, Rhea gets another chance to fight Io Sky. She loses to Io again. And then you can make it a whole thing of like, oh, haha, you lost to Io, but wait, no, you lost to. And then they just come to blow between Rhea and Bianca. You have their match at SummerSlam because that's a pretty
Sounds
big
good to me.
match.
Sounds good to me. Or just go ahead and just delay the inevitable
Yeah.
and let these two battle it out. Not worried about the WWE
Hmm.
championship while you bring somebody else along
Yep.
to be that antagonist for EO Sky.
Io Sky. Yep.
Yeah,
So we'll definitely see. But we both got Io Sky winning this match. I think this match could be really good. But Io is probably going to more than likely win. And
I agree.
then,
And now I will say this: all three of those are amazing
yeah,
performers, and they do seem to really bring out the best in themselves when the stage is brightest.
hmm
That being said, I still think EO Sky's going to win this match.
yeah. And then the true main event of the night will be John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. John Cena, as of this recording, is scheduled to have one more appearance before WrestleMania this upcoming Friday, which will probably be him and Cody Rhodes having their final words and final whatever you need to do or whatever. I've liked the build up that they've had with Cena. His first night out, coming out as heel, not giving a crap, just walking out there, trolling the damn fan. I did like how that one fan, I guess he went on some podcast and he's like, "Look, I know Cena's doing this for an act. It's all right. I'm cool with it. It was funny that he pointed me out. I had a good time. I still love the dude. He is still my hero." So I thought that was nice of the kid that he knew, like, I know this is all an act. He's just messing. So that was a nice, adorable moment from that kid in Brussels. But that was a funny meme the first couple of weeks when they're
Mm-hmm.
posting that poor kid on social media. But I've liked where this is going. I know some people may have not liked, oh, I don't like Cena's explanations. I think he just come across as a whiny dude. Well, sometimes heels are whiny. And realistically, what Cena was saying was legitimately all facts. Like, I was here at this company for like 10 plus years. I do all this stuff, put the company on my back, and all I get is basically booze from you guys. You guys don't appreciate me, but you guys want to turn around and you'll appreciate Cody Rhodes. But when he's done, when you're done with that toy and you're going to move on to the next toy, the next big thing, you'll cast Cody Rhodes over to the side, like as if he's nothing special to you guys anymore. That's what you guys did to me. And listen, that's facts. At first, he started off as a bad guy. Then people started to like his act. And then middle 2020, the 2000 eras, and then obviously 2010s, with the exception of a few people didn't like John Cena. If anything, they hated him. Um, and that was kind of the thing Cena made a mention about. And so I like this whole thing. It's dope. I also like the fact that Cody Rhodes, he's stood up to John Cena because in years past, we would see it to where people would actually struggle to even stand with John Cena in a promo battle. They would just break down and then Cena would just cook them. But Cody Rhodes has looked strong in combating against Cena. And as of this moment, up until SmackDown, we don't know if Cena's gonna get an upper hand on Cody. But right as of now, Cody Rhodes got the last laugh on John Cena because he did crossroads him. And typically in wrestling, that means, well, you're more than likely going to lose if you're going to get a final finisher on somebody before your big pay-per-view match. I don't know what they're going to have Cena do on SmackDown before WrestleMania. He'll probably just come out, trash the fans. Again, maybe Cody Rhodes will come out. They'll have one more thing. Don't know what's going to happen there. But the thing that is interesting is John Cena said he's come back to ruin wrestling. Like, what the hell does he mean by that? Um, he basically just says he's going to make everything live in hell. He's going to win the championship and he's going to basically take it and retire with it. Okay, so that's the thing. Who I think is going to be winning this match, even though Cody Rhodes has stood strong against John Cena, I think it just makes more sense for Cena to win this match because again, why have Cena lose this match and why have him go heel when you're just gonna have him lose? Because then, like, what's the point? Where does he go from there? And the same thing can be said for Cody. If he wins, who is the next challenger? CM Punk? Albeit we're gonna see that match at some point. Randy Orton, or we're gonna see that match at some point, but there's no like go-to guy. With John Cena winning the championship, however long he holds it, I think he could hold it till the summertime. If he's not, I say he holds it till his last appearance, and that's when he loses the belt. More than likely to Cody, because that's who I think he's going to lose to eventually. He's going to have a rematch with Cody, and that's when he loses it again. Don't know however long Cena will hold the belt, but he has a lot of people that can be lined up. Bad guy John Cena versus good guy Randy Orton. Bad guy John Cena versus babyface CM Punk. Like, what more? And then also another interesting catalyst is The Rock still has not shown up to explain his side of the story, why he chose John Cena. So I don't know if Rock's going to show up on Raw or SmackDown of this week. Honestly, I say this. With the fact that Cody is coming into this match very confident, I say you have Rock show up when it looks like Cody Rhodes is going to win, and then Rock shows up and then surprises Cody. He doesn't expect it, and then that's when you have it to when John Cena, in some weird effery way, he wins the championship. Him and The Rock can work together because, I was just thinking about it. I'm like, last year's WrestleMania, this was the whole thing of Cody Rhodes finishing the story, overcoming everything that was against him. This year needs to be the year where you get the fall of Cody Rhodes, where he's lost everything. His kingdom's gone. Now he knows what it's like to win it all, but now he's gonna know what it's like to lose everything when you F with the freaking final boss. Because the final boss, Rock, he still has to get him back for basically telling him to go F himself. So I got Cena winning. I think you can have it Cena hold it till either SummerSlam or maybe his final appearance. Regardless, his last match is going to be Cody, or one of his last match. If it's his last match and he still got the championship, it's going to be Cody Rhodes, and he's going to win the belt off him, unless they want to do it at SummerSlam. Now, I was thinking you can have Cena one of two things. Cena can hold it till SummerSlam. He can get those dream matches out the way, which is Punk, Randy, whoever else you want to do. I also said maybe you throw in Reigns, as well as, I guess OTC Reigns versus Cena, but I'll get into that in a second. Why that could actually have a tie-in to maybe a tease for Roman and Rock to finally have their match. If you want to sub it at SummerSlam and then you have Cody win it, that's fine. If you want to have Cena hold the belt till the end of the year and just have it to where Cody said what he said he would do, and that's retire John Cena, and he'll take the championship back, you can do that. I don't know where they go. I say Cody Rhodes needs to lose. Maybe you have it, Cena holds the belt to the final thing. And I was actually thinking, realistically, especially the Rock component, he's got at least two more matches I just want to see The Rock do before he completely retires from in-ring work. He's got to have the match with Cody Rhodes, most definitely, to make up for him pinning Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania last year. And then obviously he needs to have that match with Roman Reigns. That was supposed to happen last year, but because they had to pivot, it didn't happen. So Here's how I say can go things after Cena wins. He can have his match. So here's how you can maybe tie in the element of The Rock and Roman Reigns match. So you can have it to where Roman challenges John Cena for the championship, right? This time it's good guy Roman versus bad guy John Cena. Here's how you can implement The Rock into the whole thing of Roman Reigns and maybe setting up their future WrestleMania match. You can have it to where Roman can be upset at The Rock, be like, why did you choose John Cena when you could have chosen me? I'm your family. I'm your blood. I could have taken the championship from Cody. But you went to go, select your Hollywood buddy? What the heck? Heck, he even helped you or helped me lose the championship. Why are we going to this guy when you should have went to your own flesh and blood? That could set up in stone the WrestleMania match for next year. WrestleMania 42. There you go. As for the Cody thing, if they want to have the Cody Rhodes match, I was actually thinking in my own free time, maybe instead of having John Cena versus Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam where Cody takes the championship off him, or Cena, maybe you have Rock versus Cody at SummerSlam and you put a stipulation. The stipulation is if Rock wins, he can't challenge John Cena for the championship anymore as long as Cena's the champion. Somewhat like, a little bit of kind of like what AEW did. He did in AEW when he said he wouldn't challenge for the AEW championship no more, right? If Cody wins and beats The Rock, he can challenge John Cena anytime, any place, anywhere, which then can set up Cena holding on to the championship till his final day. And maybe you have it to where you make The Rock makes this pay-per-view, this final pay-per-view for John Cena at the end of the year. And that's the day Cody Rhodes is going to challenge John Cena for the belt, and that's when he wins it off. There you go. But that's just me. That's some ideas maybe WWE could go with, maybe not. I think those would be fine stories. If you want to have Cena hold it on for the summer and then he loses it in the champion at SummerSlam because it's a 2-night SummerSlam, and maybe you want to have Cody Rhodes do double duty. He beats The Rock and then he beats John Cena the following night at SummerSlam. I don't know. Either or works. And the end of the story is there's going to be more of an intrigue with Cena winning the championship, especially as a heel, because you have so many matchups you can do with him as a champion against all these other competitors from his past. And then you can culminate and blow it off in Cody Rhodes beating him. And then whenever if they have Cody Rhodes beat Cena at SummerSlam, Cena can be a good guy for the rest of the year. And then he can have his goodbye. If they want to have it where Cena holds on to the championship, but throughout the process, like probably up into after SummerSlam, you want to start the process. He's starting to realize, I'm liking what I'm doing, but maybe this bad guy thing wasn't a whole thing. And maybe throughout all the rivalries he's getting into, people reminded him, hey, this is not the John Cena I remember. You stood by these words, but now you don't. But I know that John Cena is still in there. You just need to bring it out. I don't know why you became so self-conceited and everything, but you need to come out and bring that. And maybe that's the thing where they go. Over his many feuds for all these people who keep telling him, this is not my John Cena. Because remember, Cody Rhodes even said that. He's like, I've known you for a long time. This is not the John Cena I expected. And I want you to come to WrestleMania with the real John Cena. So, who knows? But I think Cena's got to win. Otherwise, if he loses, it's just a waste of turning him into a heel. And then plus, Cody Rhodes has held the championship for a whole year. We're even past the point he won the championship. So I think it's fine to take the championship off to him now because we know he's going to get it back. You don't want to make things get stale for Cody Rhodes because eventually, if you have him win, I'm not saying the crowd's going to turn on him, but eventually some fans are going to be like, okay, when is this guy going to freaking lose now? We don't want a dominant champion for like 2+ years. We just saw that with Roman Reigns. And again, it's like I said, we know Cody's going to get the championship back. So what's the harm in having him lose the championship at Mania, get it back at either SummerSlam or at the end of the year, and by then you're already preparing him for the next WrestleMania, WrestleMania 42. But I do believe at some point he needs to have his match with The Rock, though.
I do agree with you that turning Cena heel solidifies him as winning the WrestleMania. It's just, I mean, I just remember the one WrestleMania in which Stone Cold Steve Austin just went clean off and joined Vince McMahon.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember that. So anyway, that just I think so many. I think The Rock is going to show up
Oh yeah.
and he's going to assist John Cena in winning that belt. Um, but where do they go from here? I think you are right. Having Cody Rhodes go another session as champion without any major antagonist to draw the people's interest.
Yeah, he would have beaten every main antagonist he possibly could have beaten, and he did that all
Correct.
of last year.
Correct. He went he went a little bit more than a year. Last year's WrestleMania was the first week of April,
Yeah,
whereas this one's going to be the third week of April. So I mean, yeah, he's been champ for more than a year. So yeah, it's time to move on from Cody Rhodes, and yes, he's young enough where he'll win it again. So we just got to get that time, and for me, this is that period of you know when Hulk Hogan came back heel, they had to figure out a way to make him a baby face again just so he can leave graciously. And I think that's going to be the same thing that happens to Cena. He's going to win as a heel, but I think during his evolution as champion, that he's going to go back to that Cena that everyone knows and loves. Me personally, I like the heels because I
hmm,
think they make the story.
yeah,
But moving forward, I mean, even Cena. I mean, really, the only true antagonist he has would be for me,
The Rock.
Punk, The
Oh,
Rock.
oh,
Well, he's already.
For
I'm
Cena.
talking about for Cena because
Oh,
Cena's
okay.
already wrestled The Rock at
Yeah, yeah,
WrestleMania.
yeah, 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 yeah. I got you. I got you.
I
They're talking about Cody.
mean, Roman Reigns, the last time he wrestled Cena, he beat the living crap out of him. So I mean, it's like you can't go Roman Reigns when you're Cena. You can't go The Rock when you're Cena. I mean, CM Punk, might be a nice substitute, but where are you gonna go? I mean, you're really damned if you do, damned if you don't with either one of them. But I agree with you when you say Cena turned heel he's gonna win that belt. Why make that change if you're just gonna make Cena lose? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because it,
So
it it
yeah,
make it makes everything he said the past like 3 weeks on the international shows null and void if he loses.
irrelevant. Irrelevant. He's going. I mean, it's like for him to lose and have Ric Flair laughing in his boxer shorts at home. No, man, come on. Although I wouldn't be shocked if Ric Flair shows up at WrestleMania, though. I wouldn't be
People
shocked.
think Steve Austin may show up at WrestleMania because he does live in Nevada,
Yeah, maybe. you know.
but
But again, we know that if there's going to be one match that's going to have interference,
it's this match.
it's going to be this one, whether it be The Rock, Stone Cold, whether it be Ric Flair, or some other old head that's going to come out of the woodwork that The Rock wants to bring in to, you know, get that belt away from Cody Rhodes. It's got to be somebody. So don't be shocked. Malachi Black right here. They had a nice little feud in AEW. Who knows? He can come interfere with this match, join the Rock stable, and then that way you get Cody Rhodes' mind off to the championship
No,
for a little bit so he can go back to that black and white thing that he had with, Malachi Black. So that's an option. I would
it's
not be shocked if I see that either.
I think
Yeah.
it's clear that when Cody Rhodes or if Cody Rhodes loses, his focus has got to be strictly, I'm gonna take my eyes off. I'm gonna leave you alone, Cena, for the time being. I know I'm gonna get
Correct.
after you. I'm going after
But you
the
got to
guy
have
with
a
literally,
reason to. You got to have a you got to
yeah.
have somebody that can
I think it's gonna be The
occupy his
Rock.
attention.
I think it's gonna be The Rock that's gonna interfere.
Correct.
I could
It may
honestly
be.
see it to where The Rock comes out, he beats up the official, he takes his shirt off, he puts the shirt on, and he the official, and he could do that because he's the
That's
boss.
that's true too. But at the same time, Rock is still a part timer.
That's true.
So there's only so much he can do from week to week to week to week
Oh yeah,
to build
I
up
know.
for a match. Like let's just say at Backlash,
I
you got to have somebody to fill those
Oh
slots.
yeah, 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 of
Yes, have
course.
someone that's going to interfere with that match other than The Rock. Other than The Rock. to occupy Cody Rhodes' attention from week to week to week, from Raw to SmackDown, pay per view, Raw to SmackDown, pay per view. You got to have somebody, and it can't be The Rock because again, he's a part timer. So, yeah, I'm not sure who it's going to be.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's going to be it's going to be a boatload.
yeah. A stooge,
I would,
some stooges. The Rock sends Cody Rhodes'
yeah,
way.
it's going to be some cronies, some henchmen, but I would not be shocked if we see Malachi Black here as well too.
Yeah.
Wouldn't shock me not one bit.
As the main point is, as long as Cena wins, and then as long as at some point, I hope it's at SummerSlam, you finally get Cody Rhodes and The Rock to sell that whole thing there, and you have Cody Rhodes finally getting
Correct.
back his win that Rock got over him, because that's the whole point. Cody Rhodes has to overcome The Rock now. Like after losing to
Correct.
Cena, he's got to find a way to overcome The Rock, overcome the establishment that he's put in place as the final boss. And when he finally overcomes that, that's when he can focus back on the championship.
Now keep in mind, Reigns' match is night one. I would not be shocked if we see him night two. It would not shock me not one bit.
For what?
It wouldn't shock me not one. It just wouldn't shock me not one bit if Reigns just comes out and let's just say Spears John Cena or Spears Cody Rhodes.
But why would he get involved in that match?
Again, I'm throwing out different types of suggestions. I have no idea because keep in mind now, just like you said, hey, dude, you wanted Cena over me. So let me show you what I'm about to do to your boy. That could set up Reigns and Rock.
Well, I'd rather
If
do
he,
that. I'd rather do that down the line, not at Mania, because at that point, well, then you might as well just give the belt right back to Cody.
not necessarily give it right back to him, I'm just saying let's just
Mhm.
he could still interfere,
Yeah.
but Cody Rhodes can still lose the match. I just because you remember how Cody Rhodes won it, there was a lot of interference.
But
So I don't expect anything different here. I think we're still going to see a lot of interference.
I honestly
A
think the only
lot.
interference we're gonna get is probably The Rock and Travis Scott, and that's it.
Oh, now I hope not Travis Scott. If they do Travis Scott, then they got
Remember,
to figure
Travis
out a
Scott
way.
apparently is in this freaking this freaking grouping too. And
Well,
plus, his main song is the WrestleMania
they got to
song.
figure out a way then for Rhodes to,
I
to
think he'll get
pimp
his lick
slap.
back against Travis
I think
Scott,
he's
but
gonna
against The
get
Rock.
get his lick back. So he might be the first if he does indeed show up.
Yeah,
But he's got to be like, dude, you did something wrong. Now, granted, Cody ain't gonna hurt you,
oh,
but you gotta take a lick from him.
I think Travis Scott's gonna get his lick, but then The Rock's gonna get the final hand on him, and he's probably gonna do a
Yeah,
rock bottom.
yeah, but I don't think it's gonna be just The Rock and Scott and that's it. I think it's gonna be interference. You're gonna have people that's gonna try to help Cody. You're gonna have people that's gonna try to help The Rock.
I don't
I
know. I
just,
don't
I
know.
just, I just, I
Cody on
just
his own now, because all his people he allied with, they either got their own stuff going on at WrestleMania and they're taking care of that stuff,
true.
and two, like he ain't got no more friends left outside of maybe Randy, who's gonna he hide on his own battle.
That's true too. That's true.
That's why I think this is gonna be the fall of Cody Rhodes. See, last year he had all the help he could get. This time he's gonna be on his own.
Yeah, that's true. So, like I said, we'll see where it goes. But I mean, I do agree with you.
Yeah,
Cena's gonna win that match.
yeah. And
Cena's gonna
plus,
win that match.
if you look at his Cena scheduling, he's gonna appear the Raw and SmackDown after Mania. Like
Yeah,
you're not putting him on both shows. He ain't winning.
yeah. So I agree with you there. Although I did go kicking and screaming, not wanting to see Cena win the match, but how they turned him heel
Mm-hmm.
was was creative. It
Yeah.
was really creative. And then his first appearance on one of the shows,
Raw.
Raw,
Yep.
and how he just lambasted the fans. I
And he made.
mean,
I love the part when he said like, "You thought I was gonna change my look." No,
yeah.
no, no, no. I don't do what you guys tell me to do. That only
And then
just
on top
feeds.
of that, how he undressed Cody Rhodes by calling him mediocre. I was just like, damn. And he said it with so much passion, like he actually felt it. And Cena, for me, I mean, it's a lot of people. And we can have this conversation later on in another video. We can just go over the GOAT guys on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
And Cena's up there. I mean, it's just like you don't know if he practices it or he just goes just completely and he just wings it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Cena on the mic is goaded.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's just goaded. And now, granted, Cody did hit him back with that, you can't wrestle comment, which
But it's something he's
I
heard before, so it's
yeah,
like,
I know, but what I'm saying is that when the fans tell him that, that's one thing. But
yeah.
now that he's against the fans and he wants to say all these different things about the fans and how they dropped them, oh, yeah, but Cody Rhodes answers back, oh, you just mad because they told you you can't wrestle. And that was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I was one of the ones who said he couldn't wrestle,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But anyway, just to go ahead and yeah, as much as I fought it, I mean, hopefully he stays healed the entire time
Yeah.
and he don't go back to that goody two shoes I just couldn't stand it. I just I mean, to me the heels make the show. That's why Roman Reigns is not getting that belt until he becomes heel again. And I think they're slowly trying to push him that way, but he's got to have an antagonist. And right now, I just don't think it's time for him yet.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe that was the last time we ever see Reigns with the belts.
Probably, probably. I
He had
mean,
him for damn near 4 years.
4 years is a long time for a champion in this day and age.
Yeah.
So they're probably just like, no, we just gonna we just gonna chill with you. We'll keep tribal chiefing you and OTC, YTC, we'll keep doing all that stuff. But let's go another year or so and let people forget that you were champion for 4 years. Then we'll get you back that belt.
Yeah. Looking forward to WrestleMania 41. Yeah, it's not as hype as maybe last year's WrestleMania, but I still think there's some solid matches there. Obviously, the
That's
big thing
true.
is, what is going to be the outcome of Cena and um Cody Rhodes. If they do have Cody Rhodes beat John Cena, I'll be very intrigued to see where they go, but I won't have any confidence, and I'll actually be kind of disappointed if you ask me. Um, it would kind of be like how when I'm thinking sort of Strickland's going to beat John Moxley, and then he don't win. I'm just going to come out and be like, well, then what the hell are we doing over here? But
Yeah, I got to admit, if we're switching to AEW, I don't know what the hell AEW is doing. I mean, I really don't. I mean, the whole thing with the Death Riders and John Moxley is just like they can't find anybody for Moxley, and Moxley just don't want to. He's like really stiff now. I mean, he's like really stiff, and it's just like I don't know what
that
AEW is
might be a
doing.
video for another day. What the hell happened with
I
AEW?
know. I have never. Yeah, we could do that one. I still watch it. You know what?
I still watch too,
I
but
just
I don't
watched
watch as crazy
Dynamite.
as I used to.
Yeah, I just watched Dynamite. I don't watch Collision.
Collision
I'm
sucks.
glad. I'm glad they got rid of Rampage.
But now Collision's technically Rampage now, though. But it's just
I
two
know
hours.
that it was the B card. That's all it is, the B card. So and you know what? I never thought that Swerve Strickland was gonna beat Moxley. I think it's gonna take somebody with another faction that they
The
can
last
write
guy
in
that had a
and beat
faction was fucking
Moxley.
Edge, and he didn't even win.
Yeah, I really wouldn't consider that a faction. He just had a couple cats that was just no, that wasn't a faction. Rated FTR.
FTR. They're,
That
they're not
stuff
rated
was
FTR no
that
more.
was so that was so lame. And I'm sitting over here like, how many times is Edge gonna get backstabbed?
Because it's clear what they're doing. They're setting him up to be reunited with Christian again after he gets over his "I'm your father's" arc.
Yeah, this is just I don't know where they're going. Now the Young Bucks are back and they're kissing Moxley's behind. I'm just like, oh man, come on, guys. Let's get somebody
MJF trying to
up
be
in
in the
here.
hurt business.
Yeah. I mean, now me personally, if you want someone to go up against the Death Riders, then yeah, the Hurt Business would be perfect for me. But do you think that Moxley can handle that physicality?
Well, the man had a freaking whole bar, freaking nailed boarded bat stuck in his back.
Well, yeah, that's true too. Now let's just say I don't know if Lashley or Benjamin wants to go through that kind of stuff.
No.
I'll say that. No. But I mean, if we're thinking well, anyway,
Yeah.
WrestleMania, John Cena's gonna win.
Yeah.
Um I think as long as he's heel, I would be interested. But you know, since he's on a retirement tour, that's gonna be short lived.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, we're gonna get out of here, guys. I'm gonna let my uncle go to sleep.
Yeah, I gotta admit, I looked, I was like, dude, man, it's after 11 o'clock my time.
Yeah.
And it's almost midnight. But come on, man, we gotta do an NBA video. We gotta do one. You gotta come in. You gotta do it. The NBA for the last month has been really good. I've been trying to get you to understand that. It's been
I haven't even
really
been attention,
good.
so I don't know what the hell's
I
going on.
think you it's Man, it's been really good. Your Clippers are really good. The Lakers have been playing well.
I hate the
Houston is second in the West. OKC almost won 70 games. I mean,
Yeah,
Boston will still win
I
the
don't
East. I mean,
know. I don't know when I'll have time in my
just
schedule to record a
well,
video.
the play-in starts Wednesday. I think play-in starts Wednesday, and the first night of playoff starts Saturday.
Yeah, but I get home late at
So yeah, so you just try to figure out something as far as you know. I say start with your Clippers, man. Wait till the weekend. Wait till Saturday. We
night.
don't have to do a video. Let's just watch try to get the as much as the first round as you can in. That Clipper Denver series is gonna be a barn burner. I'm trying to tell you, you got to watch your Clippers. I was thoroughly impressed.
Well, the Clippers
They
better beat
showed
the dang Denver Nuggets.
they showed testicular fortitude.
Well, we got the draft video coming up soon because the draft's, I think, next week.
That's it. And NFL draft, the 26th.
I think so.
That's a Saturday. That's a Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere. All I know is in dirty Green Bay, Wisconsin. That's what all I know.
Oh well. You know, all drafts can't be perfect. They need to have one in Chicago.
They had one in Chicago like a few years ago.
Yeah, they need to have another one though.
I think the next place they're having it is, I don't know where they're having it next year, but they're having it in another city. I think they're just going to any 32 city team when it should just even
Yeah, but
stayed in New York. It should have just stayed in New
well,
York.
they got these new stadiums and all that other kind of stuff. So they're just trying to promote the stadium. So, it is what it is. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm really looking forward to the NFL draft. The NBA playoffs looks to be
WNBA
really
drops tonight
promising.
too.
That's true. That's true.
So, all right, guys, we're gonna get out of
So,
here. Catch you
yep.
guys on the next video, and we'll see you guys later. Till then, guys, peace.